Welcome back to Old Crow Crochet. My name is Sig, and here the goal is to elevate our knowledge of fiber and crochet. Okay, so this is really one of my favorite times of year. It's Samhain, for those of you who know it as Samhain, or a harvest festival time of year, or Halloween, whatever it is you call it. This really is that transitional period between summer and winter. And with that comes all sorts of wonderful, quiet, and sometimes spooky connotations. So in honor of that, I have gone ahead, and today I will be highlighting some more Halloween kinds of yarn. And then also I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a sweater that I did go ahead and make with this indie yarn, just to help those kind of get a more visual feel for how the particular yarn that I chose for this video works up. So the first indie dyer I'm going to begin with is going to be the Tsuki Mountain Fibres. And in honor of it being October, we're walking into the harvest season, the Samhain season, the Halloween season, whichever you choose to call it. It is one of my favorite all-time seasons of the year, from the color of the leaves to the quieting of nature itself, to that transition period into the winter season. And Tsuki Mountain Fibres offered the perfect fade set to embody that for me at any rate. So I'm going to begin by showing you the first of this fade set. And it's going to be this kind of, you see the blues and the grays and sort of the oranges. It really very much reminds me of a garden at the end of its season, just before harvest, maybe after harvest, where you start seeing the leaves turn, where some of the leaves that have already fallen are starting to maybe mold a little bit, starting to take on those black spots a little bit. And so for me, that's really appealing if I'm thinking in terms of, oh, let's say a Halloween inspired sweater. Hint, hint. So the next color fade, in true color fade fashion, is going to be this skein right here. So you have basically the transitioning of this skein right here into half of this skein, but then we start picking up the oranges and those other colors you might expect to see on a fall or autumn vegetable, such as a squash, or more specifically a pumpkin. So then the next colorway is going to be this skein. It's truly a full pumpkin-y fall vegetable kind of colorway. And so we still see a little bit of those darker colors being brought in here and there, but mostly the saturation is this beautiful orange. So now the next skein is going to be, again, a combination of the previous colorway. So you see it right in here with these little dark speckles and the orange. And then the other half of the skein lightens up to this beautiful sort of, it's a natural color, but it has subtle, very subtle orange saturation, a little bit of yellow, some of those speckles again. It really is quite beautiful. It appeals to me quite a lot, and I'm very excited to see how all of this works up. And then the last colorway is going to be a skein that is very much just like the bottom half of the last skein that we looked at. Now, this particular skein, these colorways, they really remind me of like the lighter color of a pumpkin or a squash. You know, those ones that aren't quite all orange, but then you get sort of the lighter patches. And this, I think, is just beautiful. And so if you can see here, the dyer has provided an image of a sweater that is made with this fade set. And you can kind of see how all the colors play together in this. However, for me, I need a little more contrast. So what I've done, at least for this project, is I have introduced into my palette this navy blue sock yarn from Stroll. Okay, now it's pretty much the same base. It's going to be a 75% fine superwool merino and a 25% nylon. So the bases are very similar. The weight is very similar. So these two are going to work just beautifully together. And you can see how this dark blue contrast, at least in my mind, is going to work beautifully with the rest of this color fade set in the project that I am thinking of. Now, while the project itself is going to take me a few weeks to complete, you will see it here in just a few minutes after or at the end rather of this video. I'm going to go ahead and show you that and walk you through it. Now, the next bit of happy mail that I have in honor of this time of the year is yarn from also an American indie dyer, or rather, I don't know if it's a couple of people who do this or just the one person who does this. I'm not entirely sure, but this company goes by the name of Weird Sisters Wool Emporium. So that appeals to my Halloweeny side. Aside from that, the yarn itself I was really excited to get. It's an interesting colorway, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. And the name of the colorway is Draught of Living Death. Now, there's only one colorway. I purchased 5 skeins because I eventually would like to make something from it. I think I'd like to make a sweater or something along those lines. However, I'm not entirely sure yet, and I really just wanted to make sure that I had enough of this yarn to do with what I wanted to do. So let me go ahead and pull that out for you. So we have a Weird Sisters Wool Emporium. I love the fact that the tattoos on their knuckles say knit and purl. I don't think you can see that here, but it's very cute. Next, they give me a little postcard. Yeah, I think this postcard just pretty much tells me about the subscription box that they offer. So they say that the Owl Post, a monthly subscription box. Each month's box is inspired by a theme taken from literature or pop culture, from Shakespeare and Poe to Princess Bride and Doctor Who. Every month will have a different feel and look. Each box has 2 to 4 colorways to choose from. No matter which of the 2 subscription levels you pick, the Golden Snitch or the Time Turner, your Owl Post will include a skein of yarn, die-cut stickers, original stitch markers, and keychain pins or progress keepers. So that's kind of fun for those of you who are interested in receiving a subscription box with little additional goodies. This company offers that with a witchy theme, or a fantasy theme is probably more specific to what they cover in terms of their fantasy, and maybe even to some degree a science fiction kind of bent to the overall appeal or presentation of their store. So, and then the handwritten note just says, "Hello, friend. Thank you so much for supporting our small business. We hope this yarn brightens your day. The Weird Sisters." So that's pretty nice. I always appreciate a nice handwritten note. Okay, so let's talk yarn. As you can see, this is 5 skeins of the same colorway. Again, Draught of the Living Death variegated. And then what I purchased is I purchased their Loot yarn base. Now, they have lots and lots of yarn bases to choose from. You can choose anything from fine sock weight all the way up to chunky weight, and the bases come in various different materials, such as wool, yak, cashmere. you name it, they've probably got a blend for it within their base selection. I chose the Luke. I just wanted something pretty basic for this. This one happens to be a sport weight. So about a size 2 yarn. And it's 80% Southwest superwash merino and 20% nylon. And for my 100 grams, I'm going to get 328 yards. So this should be plenty for any project I choose to make with this. Now, I love this kind of purple and slightly grayish silvery look. Again, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this. They've added this kind of magenta sort of speckles that work through it. And yeah, pretty much I purchased this just because I happen to really like the look of the colorway. Again, what am I going to make from it? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm always happy to support a US-based indie dyer. But now I bet you are at the point where you're super interested in seeing what I made with my Haunted Fade set. So let's go ahead and move on to that. So now before I show you the sweater that I made using this yarn, I want to go in and show you a little more of what this company actually offers. This company really does offer a lot by way of colorways, and here are just some of the examples of their more saturated colorway options. And then, of course, they give you some beautiful color combinations and dyeing techniques that I think are just lovely. This one's kind of a confetti feel, and it's fun. If you have a little girl, she might really enjoy this one. Also, they offer several patterns, like knitted sweater patterns that are mostly holiday themed. Now, here's the fade set I chose with the names of Nightmare, Haunted, Pumpkin Guts, Jack-o'-lantern, and Ghostly. This is what they look like after it was wound up, and this is an image of my inspiration piece. This is a Heidi Doss brooch, pumpkin, spiderweb, crystal, and enamel. And she's really very much one of my favorite artists, I guess, designers for basically costume jewelry. I really like her stuff. And so this is just one of them. And I thought it matched the theme of this year's holiday sweater just beautifully. This timeless novelty sweater is based off a classic tennis sweater style cardigan. I created the textured fabric by implementing a Tunisian star stitch, a Tunisian 2x2 rib stitch, along with a repeating garden spider granny square. Then I finished this creepy fun design off with strategically placed triangular shaped web motifs. There is a link to the granny square pattern below if you're at all interested in it, so I do have that available for you. Also, various Tunisian stitches will be coming out in tutorial form on this channel over the coming weeks if this is something you are also interested in learning how to do. So with all that said, I really have to say that the Knit Picks Stroll Navy colorway sock yarn really was a near perfect complement to this fun and unique fade set that I used to make this sweater with. Now, in terms of the Strolls, the yarn is a little softer, maybe a little loftier than I care for in a sock yarn typically. However, if that's the biggest and worst complaint I have about this yarn, I think I'll probably be using it again in the future. I really am pleased with the way the whole thing turned out. Okay, so I really enjoyed making this fade set. Keep an eye out on the videos that will be coming out over the next few weeks that will have actual tutorials on how to do some of these Tunisian stitches that you saw in this particular video. And for those of you who are very visual, I hope this helped give you a better idea on how these different colorways worked together. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, have a wonderful weekend and a spooky Halloween.